Jai Hind, this is Ashutosh Pandey, and today we are going to talk about the World Ozone Day 2021. We will see what is the theme of this year's World Ozone Day. We will also talk about the Montreal Protocol and the Kigali Amendment. Uh, the Kigali Amendment is important because India has now ratified it. So let us get started. So theme for this year 2021 is Montreal Protocol, keeping us, our food and vaccine school. So we are talking about vaccines, we are talking about the situation that we are in. It is COVID-19, and that is why we are talking about vaccines, though vaccines are not always given for COVID-19. But yes, this theme actually recognizes the importance of vaccines too. So let us see what is Montreal Protocol and why this day, Ozone Day, is celebrated. So the story of ozone depletion is not too old, neither too young. When did we realize ozone depletion was an issue, and how did we fix it? So yes, it has been fixed up to an extent, and by 1985, this was the year 1985, when people already seen advancement in the scientific understanding of ozone depletion and its impacts on human health and the environment. So this has already happened, and after that in 87 Vienna Convention happened for the protection of ozone layer. And here uh, what it does actually, so the agreement is a framework convention that lays out principle which is agreed upon by many parties. However, it does not require countries to take control action to protect the ozone layer in this Vienna Convention. So which convention or protocol is that? Yes, you are right. This is the Montreal Protocol. Montreal Protocol, which came later after the Vienna Convention, which actually given the responsibilities to the countries to act upon the ozone depleting substances. So we are talking about the 16th of September. Why this date? Why this date was chosen for the International Day for the Preservation of the Ozone Layer? So on the 19th of December in 1994, the United Nations General Assembly proclaimed 16th of September as the International Day for the Preservation of the Ozone Layer, commemorating the date in 1987 on which the Montreal Protocol on substances that deplete the ozone layer was signed. So this is the story behind this date of 16th of September. States are invited to devote the day each year to promote at the national level activities and in accordance with the objectives of the Montreal Protocol and its amendments. So there are certain amendments of this protocol, and each year states are invited to take some action on the amendments and objectives of Montreal Protocol. So what is Montreal Protocol and why it is important? So Montreal Protocol on substances that deplete the ozone layer is a global agreement. Why? To protect the Earth's ozone layer by phasing out the chemicals that deplete it. And these chemicals are called ozone depleting substances, or in short ODS. The phase out plan includes both the production and consumption of ozone depleting substances. The landmark agreement was signed in 1987 and entered into force in 1989. So the parties to the protocol meet once a year to make decisions aimed at ensuring the successful implementation of the agreement. These include adjusting or amending the protocol, which has been done 6 times since its creation. So 6 times such meetings have happened, and the most recent amendment is the Kigali Amendment, and it called for the phase down of hydrofluorocarbons in 2016. Remember, hydrofluorocarbon is not a ozone depleting substance, but it is a greenhouse gas which is responsible for global warming. So these HFCs were used as replacement for the batch of ozone depleting substances eliminated by the original Montreal Protocol. But later in Kigali amendments, these were also uh, included in the phase out list. Although they do not deplete the ozone layer, they are known as a powerful greenhouse gas, thus contributes to the climate change. So, the Montreal Protocol provides a set of practical, actionable tasks that were universally agreed on. The protocol has successfully met its objectives thus far and continues to safeguard the ozone layer today, thanks to the collaborative efforts of nations around the world. The ozone layer is well on its way to recovery. The London Agreement in 1990. This was one of the important agreements which happened for the very first time after the protocol was signed. So it was in second meeting of the parties. The Copenhagen Amendment happened in 1992. The Montreal Amendment happened in 1997. The Beijing Amendment in 1999, and the Kigali Amendment in 2016. So the Kigali Amendment being the most important, this amendment to the Montreal Protocol, what they decided by the 28th meeting of the parties in Kigali, they decided to phase off HFCs. So the Kigali Amendment, negotiated in the Rwandan capital in October 2016, enables the gradual phase down of hydrofluorocarbons, or in short HFCs, which is a family of chemicals that is used extensively in the air conditioning and refrigeration and furnishing foam industries. So these are some certain industries which uses this, and now we have to phase them down. India has ratified the Kigali Amendment to the 1819 Montreal Protocol for protection of the ozone layer. So remember, this protocol was actually signed in 1987 but came into force in 1989, and that is why it is written over here as 1989. This is for phasing out compounds called HFCs, which happens to be the powerful greenhouse gas. 5 years after it fought hard to successfully negotiate favorable terms for itself, India in August 2021 decided to ratify a key amendment to the Montreal Protocol, which turned the 1989 ozone saving agreement into an extremely potent weapon in the fight against climate change. So in 2016, countries agreed to include HFCs in the list of controlled substances under Montreal Protocol and decided on a schedule for its phase down. Before the middle of this century, current HFC levels has to be curtailed by at least 85%. Countries have different timelines to do this. India has to achieve this target by 2047, just 100 years after its independence. And while the developed countries have to do it by 2036. China and some other countries have a target of 2045. While the reductions for the rich countries have to begin immediately, India and some other countries have to begin cutting the HFCs only from 2031. So they don't have to worry until 2031, and after that they have to curtail the usage and production of HFCs. If implemented successfully, Kigali Amendment is expected to prevent about 0.5 degree centigrade rise in global warming by the end of this century. No other single intervention to cut greenhouse gas emission comes even closer to this terms. And this is why this Kigali Amendment becomes very important. So it is thus considered crucial to achieving the Paris Agreement target of restricting temperatures rise to within 2 degrees centigrade from pre-industrial time. And Kigali Amendment is the key in that. So we talked about the Montreal Protocol and Kigali Amendment along with the Ozone Day. Remember, we all have a responsibility towards our environment. We have to act. Thank you. Jai Hind.